Welcome back to Ignite Success, where we sit down with business professionals and owners to talk about topics like leadership and definitely to hear their success stories to inspire and motivate you. I'm Sherrie Clark, and I'll be your host. And today I have Deb Boelkes.
Yes, hi, Sherrie.
Hi, thank you for coming on my show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So, Deb, you have a company that you started called Business World Rising.
Yes.
What is Business World Rising?
Business World Rising is a leadership development company. We originally started about 14 years ago as a peer mentoring program to accelerate advancement for women into senior leadership. And today we consult with major corporations down to, say, mid-level size companies to help them become best place to work organizations through heartfelt leaders who inspire people to be the best they can be by leveraging their strong suits.
Yes. I mean, leadership is important, and how you lead is important as well.
Absolutely.
And that you will set a precedent and to the people that you're leading, and they will respond accordingly. So I think that's excellent, an excellent organization. Now, why did you start this company, and how did you start it?
Well, it's interesting. I was working for Fortune 150 technology organizations. I did that for about 30 years.
My goodness.
And towards the end, I was traveling all over the place, meeting with executives, CEOs, chief operating officers of technology companies. And at a certain point, I realized I'm always the only woman in the room. Why is that? Now, it was in technology, which tends to be fairly male dominant. But I started my career with a lot of other women who are amazing. And a lot of them were still in the companies, but they tapped out at mid-level. So at one point in time, I decided I'm going to take a little sabbatical. I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to try to figure out what is going on. Why are women not accelerating the speed to the C-suite? Why are they stagnating? And so that is actually how I started the business. And it was originally called Business Women Rising, to accelerate advancement for women to senior leadership with peer-to-peer mentoring programs for women at different levels on the management career ladder. So we did that out in California, did that for a number of years, and I realized I needed to write a book to get everybody on the same page that was coming into our program. Because I realized that the leadership philosophy that I espoused and that I used in my own leadership organization, in all the organizations that I worked for in major corporations, was a little bit different than how corporations had evolved, where over time they became far more focused on profit and just getting things done the quickest, fastest, cheapest way possible, and not focusing on the people and inspiring and developing their people. And so I needed to go back to the basics and tell people, first of all, as we were mentoring these women to become senior leaders, all of a sudden they were saying, why would I want to be a leader of this organization? I don't even like working there.
Wow.
And I thought, okay, there's another problem, Houston, that we have to solve. If women are tapping out or stalling at a certain level because they don't like what they're doing, that's a problem. And it's a problem for any corporation who's got a cadre of people who are just going through the motions to get their paycheck. So I realized something has to change. So I switched my focus in the business and I started writing leadership books. And my first book was called The Wow Factor Workplace: How to Create a Best Place to Work Organization. And I focused on giving examples of what is a best place to work organization? What does it look like? What are the characteristics of that kind of an organization? And I had so much fun doing the research for that and finding all these companies that at some point I thought, wow, I wish I'd known about some of these companies when I was younger. I would have gone to work there in the first place. But for myself, I figured it out on the fly, how to create that kind of an environment. And I learned that it doesn't matter where you are in the organization. You can create a best place to work right where you are, even if it's only your department. And when you create that environment, all of a sudden, other people start taking notice that your team loves what they do. Your team is just jiving and thriving. And everybody wants to work in your organization. When you have that kind of an organization, you as the leader get promoted, you start pulling people up behind you. People are energized. People get energy from going to work. In fact, when you have a best place to work organization, that's the kind of place where people would work without the paycheck because it's so fun to go to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and that's where they pour their passions in, right? They feel free to do that.
Absolutely. So that's what I focus on, helping companies, organizations, whether they're for-profit or not-for-profit businesses or even military and government, to help them understand how can we create that kind of an environment so people love coming here every day and they go home at night more energized than when they came in the morning.
That's fantastic. Wow.
Wouldn't you like to? That's why, wow.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Wow. Thank you so much, Deb, for sharing this with us.
You're welcome.
If you want to know more about Deb Boelkes, go to iwantabuzz.com. And that's it for this segment. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. With Storehouse Media Group, we are an award-winning publisher, and we are everything books. We take an author who wants to write a book, whether it's with a concept and we help flesh it out and develop it, or we will write the book for them, or we edit the book, or we publish the book, and we can market it to bestseller. All of the above. Everything books. That's what Storehouse Media Group is.